Look. Look.
Do you remember when you walked away? When all of our embers became ashes of grey. But I've been going time again and time again. I hope that you will see my heart too. But you don't remember me like I remember you. Like I remember you. I've been searching for the right time, but there's never a right time, only a wrong time. And I wish I could just be honest. I don't wanna say goodbye. And if I can't fix this, I hope you believe that I tried. Do you remember when you said you'd stay? When all of our memories kept us feeling okay. I know that you've been crying again, but time again I tried my best to be there for you. But you don't remember me like I remember you. I've been searching for the right time, but there's never a right time, only a wrong time. And I wish I could just be
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Premier League. We have a map flip already here for you all, and I'd like to welcome you to the semifinal match between SUDT and R22R. SUDT are a light runner-up last season, so over here in Season 1 of the Premier League, the realignment, the movement to the divisional series, looking to show off against newcomer to the league this season, R22R, French-Canadian for the most part. And they've started off hot here in this season. These two teams actually met up earlier this season, which R22R took home. But I should say we are on Carentan, and R22R will be playing as the Germans. So we see now we have a little canal crossing action. So I would say to start, I think the general conventional wisdom, you can say, is that this is an allied favored start, just because obviously Germans needing to navigate the canal itself. But I think the more evolved and the way the game is now with the level that everyone's playing at, I think some people would agree that this is more German favored. We obviously have everyone's favorite submarine across the river that the Germans will be taking, almost guaranteed. They can build a nice, sneaky little blue zone garrison up here in this corner, which again is something I imagine you will see. But I think R22R is going to look to control F3 right away. And then this sector here is also massive to control. And I think looking at it from the perspective of it being German advantage, you can see just why I believe that. Tons of great factories in here. In fact, let's take a look. Lots of great spots to go for the Germans. Lots of roofs that you can be sneaky with. I think there's a lot of interesting things the Germans can do. This house here with an MG, very, very powerful, able to kind of lock down some of that northwestern area that you will see SUDT and the Allies moving down. So we did see something, actually this is during an Awake cast earlier this season. So one SBS hit a snipe over here when it was canal crossing, so let's see if SUDT is gonna maybe do something different here, or if R22R is gonna take that lesson and move it forward. Before we do get too into the game here, I do want to point everyone's attention to the description. We had a tragedy in our community with the untimely passing of a 3-5 member SMG role, so they're doing a little GoFundMe link to, help his family with the cost of the funeral and everything like that. And I think it would mean a lot if you guys took a look and if you're able to donate there. If any sort of revenue that is generated by my stream or donated through the streams, up until the end of the season, I'll be matching and donating on. So I think it's a really good cause. And again, if you're able to, it's there for you. So thoughts and prayers are with the 3-5 boys. And let's get this one kicked off. R22R versus SUDT, the semifinals. We do see a snipe early on. And what was this? This was a truck. Oh goodness. So R22R, early snipe, massive for them. Absolutely massive. Let me make sure I get the highlights turned on so it's a little easier to see those. But right now we see just the one truck. We see R22R moving north side. Looks like Thunder is going to be doing that submarine. And then we have the rest of R22R moving to these factory buildings, which again, very important. So we should see R22R getting some early pressure here. And then we have our favorite submarine right here. Very well done. You'll see Bilbo go out and try to get that garrison in the top right corner. Very well played. You're seeing R22R jump out into these factories, and this is a great start for them. I think the game volume was a little low, so I just made that a bit louder. I'll keep an eye on that. Panzer 2 putting in some fire into SUDT's push on the south side of this canal. The north side is pretty bare, likely to that truck exploding, so R22R looking to exploit that early advantage that they will have here. First infantry clash will be General Lachnak. I'm probably saying this horrible. I apologize. Takes out Maras. We'll just call him General for now. Sammy Shugs. Gotta play this careful as two SLs taking on each other. Sammy gets the first shot and is able to take out the General. But you can just see the control that is being exerted here by R22R off the back of that rocket snipe, and just goes to show how powerful the preparation is here. Demon's going to take out Sammy Shugs and going to control this little compound here. It's going to be big for them. Remember, everyone, this is D7, so 30v30. You'll see less people, but a lot more room to navigate and a lot more resources to be thrown around. So these are some really interesting matches, and R22R starting off really, really well here, looking likely to cap. We do see the medium moving to help take out the Puma. Oh my goodness, look at that. What a turn of events there, folks. It's like rock, paper, scissors match. But SUDT does win that out with their medium. Looking to R22R, their medium is just across the river here. Not going to have visual over there, but the cap does go to R22R. We're seeing the ruins with some early pressure. Ohio has built a garrison in the back lines here, and it is open, so ruins is a notoriously difficult point to hold for the Allies, but losing it is even worse, because losing the ruins is extremely difficult to come back from. There's so much room between your new blue line and the ruins. So Ohio and Thunder making their way back on the flanks, probably just going to try to take some of SUDT's attention away from the offense. Sammy Shugs now back on defense here. Ohio takes him out with that G43. Thunder going to move parallel to him on the other side. But quite a bit of defense here for SUDT already. Their commander, 3 ATs, lots of infantry here to help out. But now we're seeing Little, Hero, and Caesar move in here as well. So could get a bit interesting. Thunder is going to take out 5-star. But Blondie's waiting on Thunder in the corner. Thunder takes out 3 and is going to move on the garrison. Only Blondie is there to potentially halt it. But Thunder is going to get that garrison, or eventually. And there we go. And Thunder does take out the garrison. But then does go down. But huge play by Thunder as the garrison has gone on point. And now we have cap pressure swinging towards R22R in this lightning attack that they've done here. So going to be big for SUDT to reset this garrison, but for now it is going to be reliant on OPs. Ohio takes out Maras. Blondie, another big kill. Helps stop that cap pressure momentarily. Ohio moving towards the sound of that gunfire. Thunder takes out Bomb. And now you're seeing cap flipping a little bit here again as Caesar takes out Blondie with that sniper. But let's take a quick look at the map. Good map control garrisons set up. Probably working on something in the north here, but for now, SUDT is working on resetting their defense. Thunder likely going to be satcheling this supply truck. But this did force quite the reset by SUDT. Let's quickly check back in here. It looks like they were working on this tank and eventually do take it out. So that is the medium gone for SUDT as well. We see Lambda already moving up to that next neutral line. Going to be joined by White here in a moment. The battle for the church, another important point of interest. Let's check in here at the battle of the church with Phil occupied, where SUDT looks like they're having a bit of success. We have Cheesecake and Catalyst. We have Lawlet in that church tower. Looks like Cheesecake is working on setting up an OP. Yeah, SUDT playing this really nicely here. The only issue with this is that they're losing the north side blue line, but that's honestly okay considering your point is ruins. You know, that forces a pretty wide flank by R22R if that's something they're going to do. I think the more important thing is obviously to hold the church, and SUDT is doing that really well right now. You definitely don't want to open that front door into the ruins where you can be in some real trouble. It does look like that garrison that they once had is gone, so that should help out that it's just these couple OPs that are pushing ruins now. Good amount of infantry allocation here by SUDT. Just they need to start making a play before the ruins becomes too contested. We do see Mr. Tundra and Agri moving in behind here, but looks like White might be wise to this. Oh. Didn't see him. Tundra did see him, though, and Tundra takes him out. Has his OP somewhere in this complex here. But Hero and the medium are pushing back, help out. We do see cap pressure on it, Ruin, so let's fly on over here. And we can see what we have. Looks like it's the same sort of thing as we saw earlier. Just not enough SUDT and the hard cap to stop it, but this should stop shortly once a couple more guys get into the hard cap here. Important kills by Demon right there. Thunder looking to close that front door, but Bomb, big kill by SUDT there. And we see Blondie and Maras again on defense. Gonna get the defense on for SUDT there. But Carentan, very difficult to fight in these tight, close-quarter streets. Germans, I think, have a pretty big advantage. The SCG obviously is incredible, but also the mine class, the sapper class for the engineer for the Germans is very, very much better than the Allies with getting the MP40 mines satchel rather than a shotgun, which is a little bit limited. But Thunder pops an OP, which is big for R22R in the front line. But artillery doing its job. And yeah, just the one OP here, which is hot. Looks like just the south side of here is where R22R is peeking in from, but this front line here that Thunder is fighting over is what SUDT needs to worry about. I think Thunder just took out another garrison there, which is very worrying, because if SUDT isn't able to exert constant presence over this area in particular, it's a really easy and safe push for the Germans into ruin. So we will see here if Occupied is able to build a garrison here and really start flooding that front door open, while SUDT is kind of forced back into the point. So something to keep your eye out there for as we progress through this one. Only 15 minutes has elapsed, so plenty of time left in this one. R22R, amazing opener by them. Hit a rocket snipe on a truck or a tank snipe, so that's always going to be massive for you. We do see our first heavy of the match with the 76 here, but he's in a very dangerous spot, only supported by the Stuart behind him. We see a spotter and an SL, and an SL can easily get an OP up where Timberwolf is and be in big trouble, but Tundra looking to support his armor with his squad. So let's see if R22R can't capitalize on these tanks being fairly unsupported right now, at least. And I like the move by SUDT not to go down these main streets, especially with, Ohio, lurking around over there. You can really put a hurting on a team in Carentan by taking out their tanks before they even get anywhere. But you're seeing here exactly kind of unfolding where R22R is using this garrison to leapfrog their way into the ruins and now contesting it once more. Not letting off the gas pedal here is R22R. You see Ohio able to take out a couple as he pushes the south side of the point. We see Phil over there on the north side of the point, and then Beaver also moving in with that MG. Bombing run comes in by SUDT. Looks like it's just kind of cutting off a push rather than killing a concentration here, but now Demon joins the fray with just Tony Yeo on the point, and yeah, that STG will get you there, folks. Really powerful weapon in this area of the map especially. So R22R in a good spot again here now with a little over a quarter cap. Just Rambo, Cheesecake, and Violator nearby, so and Rambo goes down. So we'll see now with SUDT quickly contesting the midpoint. We'll see if R22R is able to load up any of these OPs around here and kind of treat the best defense as a good offense. I think with over half cap, that is the move to do. But you need to make sure you're winning your gunfights if you're getting into them. We do see a 76. Oh my goodness, 76. Oh goodness, this is hell let loose, baby. I wonder if the Stuart's gonna be able to help him out. That is unfortunate. Oh goodness, and now the Stuart is gone too. Oh goodness. And R22R heavily in the cap. Black Tot is the last point here. We have Little moving in already, but Black Tot notoriously difficult, and R22R is gonna get this cap just 29 minutes into this one. Not even, sorry, just 19 minutes into this one. Math is hard. Oh, goodness gracious. That is really tough for SUDT losing a tank like that, where it just spazzed out and flipped over. That is really unfortunate. But now the push back coming from SUDT Garrison is up by R22R, so we'll see if they could win these important gun battles and at least keep the pressure up. Because like I said before, pushing ruins is extremely difficult. It's tons of ground to cover, and It's difficult ground to do so without like an armored component of it. But R22R moving in, solidifying their control of their sector now. A-grade is totally surrounded. Takes out Ohio, but Phil gets a shot on him, but White finishes it off. Really good crossfire. Push coming in from the north from SUDT, War Catalyst. Tony Yayo, Pleb on the web. Bilbo calling out that infantry right on his position. Smart to just hold up here. See how Yayo decides to take this. Oh, and he goes with the rocket, but the invincible fence claims another victim. Pleb on the web avenges his squad mate and then takes out a spotter. Phil puts an end to that kill streak by Pleb on the web, but good pressure being kept up. Mr. Chandra now just pushing in alone against quite a few R22R holding the hard cap. Tundra able to get Demon. Demon a great player himself, so important kill by Tundra. See that Garrison, I believe, popping off there on that left side of the road, but Tundra, another 2 big kills here, but he is up against the entire R22R team, and Caesar makes use of that FG42 and takes out Tundra. So, lots of action happening there really, really quickly. Let's back up here and take stock. R22R now really in firm control of the ruins. Really, maybe Love Squad build a garrison over here and kind of build out their network here. But at this point, Black Tot is a very difficult point to capture. So, I think R22R, unless they have a really good opportunity, should probably play a little bit more safe here and build some defenses. Carentan is one of those maps where buildables are extremely powerful. Just a couple barbed wire, a couple hedgehogs can really make a big difference. Building Belgian gates to give your tanks extra, spots where they can peek out from is massive. So we'll see how R22R wants to approach this one. Check in with Lambda and R22R now claiming this wheat field here. A-grade shoots Lambda, but that Tommy gun not able to one-shot him, and Lambda able to take him out. But we do see Tundra now locating this garrison from R22R. It's going to take it out here. There is some supplies there left, so, they could rebuild it if Parkour or Tundra don't see those. We'll see if that's what Lambda's working on here. Yep, he does rebuild the garrison and take out Tundra. Really big play there, getting that garrison back up, reclaiming control of this area. We see Timberwolf and General up there gonna Leknak by Black Tot moving in. So R22R staying aggressive here. Check over here with SUDT, and who are now making a push on the weak side of R22R. Just Ohio, Thunder, really the only players in their way, and Ohio crossing this empty field. Cheesesteak punishes that. But this kind of leaving open quite the gap on their left side where most of this R22R push looks to be coming from. We can see Black Tot, you know, pushing up from where Timberwolf is extremely difficult. It's a wide open field, and it's pretty much reliant on not anyone looking there. And Ironside and his crew, Faceman and Gunny, put an end to that one really, really quickly. So tanks become extremely powerful back here, being able to get the armor up almost instantly. We see another Stewart tank now rolling up for SUDT. But R22R keeping with that aggressive posture, keeping it moving. Tip of the spear with Hero, Phil, Palpatine, Caesar, Occupied, Baff, and Lambda. Frequent viewers of R22R streams will know that Lambda, one of the best players on console, tanker, infantry player, and a nice guy too. So with a new team here in R22R, and you know, it's been impressive to see what they've been able to do here this season. Their first one in TPL, and I think really doing well here in Division 7. But SUDT, you know, is that experience always matters, and we'll see if they can lean on some of that experience here and dig their way out of the situation. Really only 26 minutes of elapsed this far. Tons of time left to flip this around. Just some patience, a couple good plays. Play the economy battle here. And don't make too many punishing mistakes. Just play solid, hell let loose. Parkour gonna hold down this trench line. If R22R is able to get up there, it's gonna be way more difficult. We do see the Stewart taking a shot from Demon. Germans getting quite the big advantage with their Panzerschreck over the bazooka. Another shot in by Demon. Demon, another very good player. Kind of reaching the point that it usually reaches a stalemate at for the Axis on this push, but Cheesesteak working on a nice flank, but that's sniffed out by Timberwolf down here. Let's check back in closer on the defense, and yeah, I mean, R22R is just going to keep this Tiger probably parked here. They're most likely will get some rep stations up, and that's going to be a really hard piece to dislodge. Mr. Tundra been just everywhere here for SUDT, playing a really nice game, making it difficult on them, but only so much one man can do when, you know, you got a Tiger on the point and all this infantry. But famous Canadian, able to take out a couple on his way out too. So still interesting over here. Let's you know, hot Garrison on point, so I'm sure that's why we see these extra couple people hanging around here for R22R, which is exactly what SUDT needs to do. Don't let R22R commit too much to that attack and cause so many issues. A-Great, another player we've seen kind of weasel his way into the point a couple times and cause some chaos. Seeing Touch of Death, now Reinforced Tundra, and both of those guys being SLs open the door for SUDT here a bit. We can't see their map, obviously, but we can assume that they probably have some outposts over here that they're using to support this. Now 4 players for SUDT But the big piece is still this Tiger. We'll see if Malarkey can do anything here, as he is playing this really well. Gonzo staying on his tank. But Malarkey gonna sneak through here, and he can realistically get the rocket. Yeah, Malarkey, I'm not sure what loadout he has. Let's see. Looks like he does have the Thompson, so he does have a satchel, I believe. A-Great, I'm sure, has the satchel as well. I believe he's holding the shotgun. Hero tumbling out of the building. A-Great gonna get the satchel on here. White is able to stop him. He's not. Great takes out White. Just rough. Who gets run over by his own tank, unfortunately. Rip goes down as well. Oh, goodness. And what a play by A-Great here. Opening the door for SUDT here on the point. And that is a dead Tiger. A-Great. Oh, Bilbo is able to take out A-Great. But let's see what happens here. 2 SUDT in the strong point. What a play. What an absolute clutch play by A-Grade. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but what a play. Now Malarkey and Touch of Death just going to hold out in the hard cap. See if this can suck any SUDT or R22R in here. They still do have another Tiger supported by more infantry, so half the battle, first piece of what they needed off the board. And we are seeing cap pressure now with these 3 guys in the strong point. Just the razor's edge here. A-Grade, I believe, setting up some mines. Really smart play. A-Grade, making great use of that shotgun. Making me eat my words when I said that the American shotgun class wasn't as good as the German one, the engineer. But we do hear this Tiger now moving back into the point. Just gonna have to be careful because we don't want another situation like what we saw with the 76, but that husk does get blown up. We'll avoid that drama. This is Richie, Jimbo, and QC. A-Crate absolutely blows up this guy here. That is gruesome. Malarkey able to get a satchel on this Tiger now. Oh no. But Malarkey goes down to Pig, I believe that is. So do they know they're satcheled though? Don't believe so. We do see this satchel right here on the tracks. And again, big opportunity here for massive kill on that Tiger. And SUDT, just like that, infantry able to help out their armor situation a ton. But on the infantry side of things, just too much manpower here for R22R right now to really cause too much issues. We do see on Black Tot somehow Black was able to weasel his way into the house here. Not sure how he was able to do that one, but interesting that that is probably causing a little bit of chaos on the SUDT side of things, seeing outposts and garrisons hot. So think that's holding some more people here than maybe need to be, because they do have an opportunity here on the offensive. Just 1-2 OPs on the point. Really kind of not a fantastic garrison network right now by R22R. Bombing run comes in by SUDT. And this southern push is coming in. Hero playing the part of one, holding this angle, this big field here. A-grade kind of pushes his way back in, but Hero wins that gunfight through pure volume of fire. Another reason to love the STG as he pushes forward. See a tank now pushing in for SUDT, but unsupported by any infantry. Caesar gonna get the ping on him, alerting the team to that one, but White is gonna make the solo charge as engineer here. If we look at the map, we do have a Tiger that is pushing towards ruins and a light tank as well. So I think that Lux can help the team out a bit on this front side. Caesar and Parkour sharing a nook, but Caesar gonna probably get blown up by the tank for that one. Wow, what a play here by White. Let's see what White's able to do, because there are quite a few SUDT OPs, I believe, around here. And cap pressure is ongoing here. Let's see, it's Cheesecake over here with Violator and Lawlet now pushing down from the north. And the tank now pushing in from the front door. Again, no infantry support, but R22R a bit distracted with what Cheesecake is doing and with Famous Canadian and Touch of Death that got going on. So potentially a bit of danger here. We do see a mine causing some problems. Ginger getting that satchel on, and that's going to really punish SUDT for pushing out without their infantry support. And that mine, that really makes it difficult on this crew. But unless they're able to get out now and do something, that's a dead 76, and that should end the cap pressure as well once that explodes. And it does. So defense back on for R22R. We see Lambda now pushing back from the north. A-grade. We see the garrison here by R22R removed, or I'm sorry, it is in the cemetery now. Ohio takes out A-grade, but let's back up again. R22R, I think, taking a little bit of a breath right now. A little bit more people than we've seen on defense in a little bit. Map network, they have their garrison out in the north that they're using to attack, but you're seeing that most of the team is kind of focused here at the ruins. I think it would be great to see like some barbed wire like across this way, this street and this street. Really makes it difficult for any allied push. Morass Now we're seeing this push from SUDT kind of coming from the rear. Flare does catch that out, so that's big. Ginger using a really strong head glitch on that broken house. Five-star playing the bush. Very strong position at that high ground. Gonna be very difficult for Draven to do anything against that. Peanut has his binoculars out. And that flare will catch Draven. Five-star puts an end to that one. Good defense here by SUDT, taking advantage of Black Tot's natural defenses. But on offense, Malarkey, Canadian, Touch of Death, pushing in again, forcing more R22R back here. And all the while, top of your screen, you see all that SUDT pushing in from the north. And this is looking as good as it's been for SUDT, honestly. They are in a spot where they're kind of forcing R22R to play inside the strong point, and if they can just get some artillery to get some nice splashes here and there, really only takes a couple. From a Garrison perspective, they do have just the one on the point. Looks like it is... can't quite see where. It's more inside the point here. So really close in Garrison. You can see the bottom of your screen there. So it's really going to come down to that now at this point. See if Touch of Death is able to do something really. It's maybe someone with a rocket's able to get in here, but R22 are winning their gunfights when it matters here on the point. That's a big satchel going down. FG42 sniper, just too good. Another tank pulling in here for SUDT, this time a medium, a two-man, no spotter, so they're not going to know about this guy. Demon gets on, satchels while Desert Dog is preparing. Desert Dog goes down to Demon, and now just Kuga with his tank being satcheled, and Demon going to take up a defensive position. And that is a dead medium. So good life there by Demon. And I'm sure this medium is just one of the default mediums that that the game gives you. So I wouldn't think too much of that as a big loss for SUDT there. R22R looking to dedicate more manpower up to the attack, which right now is a dangerous game with really, if they lose their garrison, they don't have a ton of resources to be able to defend with, and the soft cap really becoming more of the problem than anything, because just a few more guys in the hard cap is all you need to offset this, but SUDT really committing to the offensive here. And let's quickly see here. It's like the razor's edge as well. If General is able, it has an OP over here, it could get dangerous. That would be a very spicy OP and a potential instant loss if anyone came over there. So we see this north side more than anything is what is being the problem. These guys are just so close to each other, they don't even know. Let's check out ruins again. Just this constant pressure that's being exerted by SUDT here on the south side. And this is where it looks like a lot of this pressure is coming from Touch of Death's squad. So R22R in a really good position to where they can just basically farm this if they wanted to. But we'll see if Boreal is able to kind of pull this out from behind them. Let's actually see what Lambda is able to do. Looking for some of these spawns. I think this is just the sweeping up squad. We do see Boreal locating this spawn here. I think he was able to take it out, as a matter of fact. Malarkey and Canadian are there, but I don't see Touch of Death, so potentially his squad is out of the game for out of this push for the moment. We do see Angry Cheesecake again playing it smart and getting into the point, but Bilbo in a really difficult spot to get to shoot into, taking out Cheesecake. And now it going the other way with Draven, Hero inside the hard cap, and then we have our sniper team up here. Oh, he chose the wrong bush to shoot into. Now, we obviously can't see SUDT's map. We don't know where their garrison is, but I think now you have to start getting worried when you have all these guys inside the hard cap. We've not seen an airhead or anything yet. I don't believe from either of these two teams, so so that's still very much on the table. And with all we see of these guys pushing here, it makes me wonder if they do have a garrison on point or not. But this cap should be stopped as soon as Land Warrior and Bravo are able to get in there. It'll just be a matter of if Palpatine is able to kind of get them before they push in, and that would be massive kills. SUDT marking a garrison. I think that they think it's over there, but it's just because all those guys are pushing from HQ. We do see an nope, that is their garrison. And that flare by War Catalyst should be able to help out the allies here. Oh, we have a P-strike going down. I'm not sure where that is. Not really sure what that was targeting. needs to take out this OP, but Demon able to protect it. Big kill by Demon. And Cheesecake able to take him out. Let's see if he goes to try to take out that OP. But the SL back in, so under fire again by Cheesecake. Oh, but Leknack able to refrag his teammate. And these spawn waves are important here to defend this OP. Bravo moving in. Gonna throw a grenade. Let's see if he gets a couple in here. Oh, Demon really close. That this OP is being absolutely assaulted by SUDT right now. Violator looking to sneak in here. Oh my goodness. His own team's bombing run. This bombing run was intended solely for this squad. Peanut doesn't quite get the OP either. And this OP, it's a little OP that could. The little OP that could is now being farmed by Lawlet. Pleb on the web. He can't get the OP. This OP is now being artied. Did that grenade get it? That grenade did get it, but the SL is still up, so... And that artillery does end that, so... What a saga of that OP. It's those little battles. In that moment, those squaddies are like, they're just farming us. They're everywhere. Already bombing run. This battle here to the south still ongoing for SUDT. Gonzo able to take out an OP. Malarkey spawns anyway. And Gonzo able to take out Malarkey before going down to Maras, or Canadian even. I think that was Canadian. Famous Canadian doing all he can with that grease gun. Let's take a look at the map here again. SUDT pushing back out over their blue line. Black Tot cleared out for them. We do have Ohio playing the Whammo or Sapper role here for R22R. Let's see what him and Thunder are doing back here. Looks like Thunder's just running the back line, making life difficult. We have Buckeye on the Artie. This is quite a ways from the point here that Thunder is, so. I don't know if SUDT has anything on the front line here. We've kind of arrived at another stalemate here as both these teams pushing back out, trying to reclaim the ground. Looks like we do have a little battle up here by Pumping Station. War Catalyst taking on most of R22R up here. Hero, Demon, Draven, Palpatine, and Rip. But Demon able to get him out from there. I think we're seeing... Oh, never mind. That was... one was already dead. Maybe they're looking for their Gary and OP or something like that. But right now, looking clear. Had a Tiger get shot at by Parkour, but Phil is able to take him out. And these fields over here is really where the Tigers and the Heavies can be useful. The one thing that the Germans really need to worry about, though, is that the high ground that the Allies get up with this slight sloping hill can make it so that, you know, you kill a tank, you think, all right, we got him out of the fight for a little bit. Meanwhile, it's really only a few minutes and a quick drive to get onto that high ground and take you out right where you just took them out from. So something to keep in mind, something to see if we see any 76s that pop back up, but for right now, does not look like it. Oh, and speaking of 76s, Thunder, does he have a satchel? He does. Thunder satchels this 76, and he's going to claim another tank here. Ohio actually swapping to AT from SL to increase some of their AT prowess here. Probably got some mines out. Let's see. Yeah. Just harassing their HQ. Making it very difficult to get armor out. Five-star, able to take out Thunder there. Big kill. Probably see five-star get a garrison over here. Yep, we saw those supplies. But I'm sure Thunder and Ohio will be back. And there they are. See Ironside and Faceman getting into that medium that spawned out on HQ. And I'm sure as soon as this garrison goes hot, five-star is going to be like, what? I just came from there. But we are seeing cap pressure on the final point. Looks like it was a bombing run. I don't see an airhead having gone down. So this is looking good for R22R as they push into this final point. Just peanut on the point for SUDT. Garrison goes down. Demon takes it out. And now this is in a really, really dangerous spot. With that garrison going down by Thunder and Ohio, the only other one that they'll have is going to be their middle HQ. And as we approach half cap, it's going to be all hands on deck with these SUDT pushing in from the north of the point, or the south of the point. Strong cap being held very, very tightly by R22R. They have one OP that they can continue to flood. but it looks like perhaps R22R will be moving on to the Division 7 Championship round in their first season. And they will be playing, I don't think we know quite yet, either the 11th or DEC. Actually, this game took place already, so the 11th won that one. So if this one is held by R22R here, and it is, they will be facing off against the 11th in the Division 7 Championship round. And that one's going to be, I think, next week. I'm going to give it to Leknak for that OP he had earlier. Really, really massive for the team and wins them the game in the end. But what a game, ladies and gentlemen. R22R really playing hard this season, and they are going to be moving to the championship round. So congratulations to R22R on your success. SUDT, really, really hard-fought match. You guys gave them a really tough time in the South there and a few close calls. Amazing AT work and engineer work by your team. And, yeah, I mean, nothing else to do but to get back into the competitive spirit and, sign up for next season and, see if you can't push forward that little bit more that you need to secure that championship. So, really incredible game. I'm so glad to have streamed this one. Again, I want to remind you guys about the donation link in the description to the GoFundMe. Really great cause. Let's help our community members out here and show that this is bigger than just Hell Let Loose. So with that, thank you again for watching. Congratulations to R22R and commiserations to SUDT. R22R, you are in the championship round, so we will see you then, and I hope you'll join us for that, everyone out there too. So enjoy the rest of your evening.